Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some 1961 Milwaukee Braves baseball. We got the Chicago Cubs coming to Milwaukee. It's September 24th, and it's doubleheader. Mr. Banks says it's a good day to play too, so they are. So let's take a look at Chicago's starting lineup for Game 1 here on September 24th. You got leading off, playing center field, Richie Ashburn. Batting second and playing second, Don Zimmer. Batting third, playing left field, Billy Williams. Batting fourth, playing shortstop, Ernie Banks. Batting fifth, playing third base, Ron Santo. Batting sixth, playing right field, George Altman. Batting seventh, playing first base is Andrew Rogers. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Conan Bargan. And batting ninth on the mound is Don Cardwell. And for the hometown Milwaukee Braves, we got leading off, playing center field, Al Spangler. Batting second, playing second, Frank Bowen. Batting third, playing third, Eddie Matthews. Batting fourth, playing right field, Hank Aaron. Batting fifth, playing first base is Joe Adcock. Batting sixth, doing the catching is Joe Torre. Batting seventh, playing left field is Hawk Taylor. Batting eighth, playing shortstop is Roy McMillan. And batting ninth, going for his 20th win, and doing the pitching is Warren Spahn. Let's get down here to Milwaukee and get this game started, folks. And 007's in the house. Check out his great channel. Doing the inside pitch. Tim D. We got Warren Spahn on the mound for the Braves today. This is his 33rd start. He's got a 2.3 ERA, and like I say, he's going for win number 20. He's 19-6 with 15 complete games. First batter he'll be facing is Richie Ashburn, batting .350 on the year, having a nice year with 2 home runs, 23 RBIs. And that's going to be a ball four rather, to Richie. He's going to walk on down to first. So the leadoff batter aboard for Don Zimmer. And Don's batting .209, struggling this year with 7 home runs and 35 RBIs. Here's some pitch for Zimmer, and that's just what the Braves is looking for. That's a ground ball down the second. Frank Boland's up with it, fires over to McMillan, over to Adcock, 4-6-3 double play, erases that base on balls. Now we got 2 outs, nobody on for Billy Williams. And here's the pitch to Billy, batting .270 with 29 home runs, 79 RBIs. And that ball is well hit down the first base line. That'll bounce in fair territory, and Billy Williams got himself a stand-up double. How big was that double play now? So now you got a runner on second and 2 outs for Mr. Cub, and let's play 2, Ernie said. Batting .249, 23 home runs, 88 RBIs. And that's going to be a single in the center field, and that's going to score, Billy. Just like that, with 2 outs, the Cubs get aboard, make it a 1-0 ball game. Now Ernie down at first for Ron Santo. Spahn was cruising after that double play. Here's the pitch to Ron Santo, batting .288, 26 home runs, 96 RBIs. And that'll end the inning. That's going to be a ground ball down the short rather. Max got it over to second for out number 3. But the Cubbies score 1. We go to the bottom of the first. Cubs 1. Spangler, Bolin, and Matthews due up here against Don Cardwell. This is Don's 36th start of the year. He's got a 4.45 ERA, 13-11 with 3 complete games. First batter he'll face is Al Spangler, batting .333 on the year in limited play with 12 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Richie Ashburn in center field. 1 up and 1 down for the Braves. That brings up Frank Bolin now. Frank's having a good year, batting .284, 17 home runs, 77 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Zimmer. 2 up and 2 down Can Eddie Matthews get aboard here in the bottom of the first and get something started for Milwaukee? Batting .305 with 35 home runs, 118 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball down the left field line. Santo goes out and short left field and makes the catch. Robs Matthews of a base hit. So we go to the top of the second. It's 1-0 Cubbies. You got Altman, Rogers, and Bargren due up here for the Cubbies. And Altman's batting .325. He's got 28 home runs, 107 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out there. Hawk Taylor out there in left field today for the Braves. And he snags it. Round number 1. That brings up Mr. Kenny Andrew Rogers. And he's batting .251, 6 home runs, 33 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Mack at short, over to first. And that'll be out number 2. So it's up to Conan Bargren to do something here. Batting .300 in limited play. He's got 1 home run and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Al Spangler comes charging in, makes a nice running catch, and robs him of a base hit. So 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the second. Aaron, Adcock, and Torrey due up. Hammer and Hanks batting .305, 32 home runs, and 116 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Ron's got it, fires over to first. And Aaron's out of there. Brings up Joe Adcock for the first time. Batting .276, 36 home runs, 114 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Billy Williams. That's a quick 2 up and 2 down. So it's up to Joe Torrey here in the top of the second. Torrey struggling this year, batting .245, 9 home runs, 44 RBIs. And that'll be a fly ball in the shallow left field. Santo goes out and picks that one clean. And again, robs Joe Torrey of a base hit this time. So the Braves go down in order. We go to the bottom of the third. We got Don Cardwell due up, back to the top of the order, and Ashburn and Zimmer. Don's only batting .089. Does have a home run and 6 RBI, so you can't groove one here. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's Warren Spahn's first strikeout of the game. That brings up Richie Ashburn now. He walked and got taken out on a double play his first time up. And that's going to be well hit. Ashburn drives this ball into right field. Bounces off the wall. And Richie Ashburn standing down at second with a double. With a 1 out. Here comes Zimmer. He grounded into a double play his last time up. Here's the pitch to Don. And that's going to be a pop up down the short, out in shallow left field. Mack makes the catch. We're out number 2. It's up to Billy Williams. He came on and doubled his first time up, came around to score. And that's going to be another pop-up. And again, Mack goes out in the shallow left field and makes the catch. And that ends the inning. Ashburn gets stranded at second. We go to the bottom of the third. Cubbies hanging on to a 1-0 lead. We got Taylor, McMillan, and Spahn, the bottom part of the order. Hawks batting .176. Does have a home run and 1 RBI on the year. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And that gets rid of the Hawk. Now we go to McMillan, old Mack. Mack gets something started here, batting .216 with 9 home runs, 55 RBIs. And no, that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's Cardwell's first strikeout of the game. It's up to Warren Spahn here now. He's batting .223 on the year with 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. Just like we say on this channel, we don't need no stinking DH. And that's going to be a ball 1 to him. Can he take advantage of this 1-0 count? And no, he lifts that ball in the right field. Altman tracks it down, makes the catch, and the Braves go down 1-2-3. To the 4th inning we go. Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks, Ron Santo, and George Altman do up. Ernie 1 for 1 today, drove in the only run of the game. Here's the pitch to Ernie. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Banks. And that is going to be lifted into left field. And the Hawks over there, he grabs it for out number 1. Here comes Ron Santo up now. And he's 0 for 1, reached on a fielder's choice, first time up. And that's going to be another fly ball out to Taylor. They're keeping him busy. Doesn't get much playing time. They're trying to see if he can play out there. That's a quick 2 outs. Here comes Altman. He flew out to left his first time up. And that's going to be a base hit. He turns on that one, hits out in the right field. Hank gets over there quickly, throws it in. George will hold up with a 2-out single. Brings up Rogers, who grounded out the shortest first time up. And that's going to be a infield hit. And here we go again with 2 outs. The Cubbies making some noise, first and second now. What happened in the first inning. And that'll bring up Mr. Bargren. He's 0 for 1, flew out the center's first time up. And that's going to be a 2 balls and no strike count on him. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And he drives that ball in the left field. And that'll scores Altman. And Rogers will end up down at third. Again, all this happening with 2 outs. So now we got first and third and 2 outs. And that'll bring up Cardwell. Can he help his own cause? He struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch spot, Warren. And that is going to be another swing and a miss, strike 3. But the Cubbies add another one. Get some insurance, and it's 2-0. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Top of the order due up, though. And Spangler, Bolin, and Matthews. Can they make some noise here and get some of these runs back? And Al's 0 for 1, flew out the center. And that's going to be a base on balls. The Braves will take it. Al trots on down the first. Hey, Hunter. And up comes Frank Bolin. Frank Bolin, well, they're going to do a little hit and run with Spangler down there. They don't want no double play here. So here's a little hit and run. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And down the second goes Spangler. Here's the throw from Bargren. And then he's going to get him for out number 1. So that didn't work out, as Frank was unable to make contact. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Frank. And he strikes him out. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Now there's 2 outs for Mr. Matthews. He's 0 for 1 today. Popped up to third. And that ball is lifted in the left field. Billy's got room out there. 1, 2, 3 goes to Braves. We go to the top of the 5th. Top of the order due up. Ashburn, Zimmer, and Williams. Richie is 1 for 1. Walked and doubled. Came around the score. No, he didn't come around the score. That's right. They stranded him at second. And that's going to be a base hit. Keeps up the perfect game in the center field. Spangler can't get to that. That'll be a single. So Richie aboard for the 3rd time. Here's Don Zimmer. He is 0 for 2. Grounded out and popped up. And that's going to be a tailor-made double play down the short. Max got it. Over to second. Over to Adcock. That's the second double play Don's hit into. This one's a 6-4-3 double play. So again, there's 2 outs. Can Spahn get out of this with nothing happening? Billy Williams 1 for 2 with a double. Came around the score when he doubled in the first. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Aaron, and the Cubbies go down. Well, not really, but the 3 men come to the plate. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. Aaron, Adcock, and Torrey due up. Hank grounded out the 3rd. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1 to Hank. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the 3rd strikeout by Cardwell. Here comes Joe Adcock. He flew out the left his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Don's starting to look like Linda Ronstadt out there. You know, he's throwing nothing but blue bayous. Here's Joe Torrey. See if Joe can get something going here with 2 out. And that ball is well hit. Way to go, Joe. And that ball is driven in the right field. That's the first base hit by the Braves. A 2-out double by Torrey. He's standing down in second and scoring position. Can Taylor come through here and cut the lead in half? Hawk is 0 for 1, grounded out the 3rd. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And Joe's going to get stranded at second. We go to the top of the 6th. It's still 2-0 Cubbies. You got Banks, Thanto, and Altman due up here for the Cubs. Warren trying to get this 20th win, but it's not getting much help with the bats. Ernie's 1 for 2 with an RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Frank Boland. Easy play for out number 1. There's Ron Santo. He's 0 for 2, reached on fielder's choice and flew out. And that's going to be a ground ball, this one down to Mac at short. So 2 ground balls, 2 outs. Here's George Altman. Can Spahn get the Cubbies to go down in order again? He's 1 for 2, came around to score. And that is going to be hit down to Joe Adcock at first. Calls off Spahn, and the Cubbies go down 1, 2, 3. Got the bottom part of the order due up here for the Braves. McMillan, Spahn, and then back to the top with Spangler. Roy struck out his first time up. And he's going to strike out again. Like I say, Don is throwing it today. That is his 5th strikeout. Here's Warren Spahn. He flew out the right his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Ernie, Mr. Cub, misplays it. He'll eat it, not make another error on this play by throwing it away. See if the Braves can take advantage of this extra out. Spahn down at first now with 1 out. Spangler's 0 for 1 with a walk. And was thrown out stealing. He comes back, settles down. Don does and strikes him out. That's his 6th strikeout of the game. Up to Frank Boland to get something going here with a runner on at first. He grounded out and struck out. And that ball is well hit. Can he score Spahn from first? And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going. Warren can trot around the bases, folks. Home run. Frank Boland turned on that one. Billy Williams couldn't catch it, and this game is tied up 2 apiece. So 2 outs, nobody on now for Eddie Matthews. He's 0 for 2. And that's going to be a base on balls, and all of a sudden, Don, after cruising through 5 2/3, running into some problems here. It brings up the hammer. Can he hammer this and give the Braves the lead? He's 0 for 2, grounded out and struck out. And nope, that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. Sante's going to fire across the diamond to get Aaron, but the Braves scored 2 on the 2-run homer by Frank Boland. And this game's knotted up at 2 apiece. You got Rogers, Bargren, and Cardwell. Rogers is 1 for 2 with a single and grounded out. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's Spahn's 3rd strikeout. Bargron's up now. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI his last time up. And that's going to be popped up the chute. Joe Torre throws the mask off, makes the catch. And with 2 outs, we're going to let Don bat for himself. He's pitching a 2-hitter, even though he's tied up because one of those was a deep ball. And he struck out both times. Spahn trying to get the hat trick here. And not going to happen. That's popped up behind home plate. Joe Torre makes the catch. 1, 2, 3 goes to Cubbies again. 7th inning stretch time. And we got Adcock, Torre, and Taylor due up here. Can Joe do something? He's 0 for 2. Flown out the left and struck out. And that ball is hit. Bounces off the wall out in right field. And Joe Adcock standing down at second with a leadoff double. So go ahead, run in scoring position, and that'll get the bullpen action up for the Cubbies. Joe Torre's 1 for 2, doubled his last time up. Can he drive in Joe Adcock and give the Braves the lead? And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And he throws that ball in the dirt. Rogers, he does look the runner back. Rogers keeps that ball from getting by him, so it's just going to be a error on Ernie. The runner will stay put at second. So now we got first and second and nobody out. He was supposed to hold down at second. So let's try it again. Wasn't supposed to get down to third. So we got an E6. And that'll bring up Taylor. And they're going to let Don pitch to Taylor here. Taylor's 0 for 2. He's grounded out and flew out the center. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And they turn 2. Banks throws it over to Zimmer, over to first. But Hawk beats it out. Now with 1 out, we got first and third. And Roy McMillan up here now. And Mac's not a good candidate to hit into a double play. He struck out twice. They're going to bring the infield in, try to keep that go-ahead run from scoring. Here's the pitch to Mac. And that's going to be a base on balls. And now we got a decision to make here. Warren Spahn, who is not a bad hitter at all, batting .219 with 3 home runs and 10 RBIs on the year. Pitching a heck of a game. Bases loaded, 1 out. And I say we're going to let him swing away, folks. Going to let Spahn bat. Give him a chance here. Or do we go to the bench? We got Frank Thomas on the bench. Lee May. Mac the Knife. That would be the 3 I would consider bringing in. We're going with our gut here. Our gut says let Spahn swing away. Here's the pitch to Warren. He reached on an error and came around to score the last time. And not this time, folks. That ball, like I say, they're playing the infield. Let's see what they would do. I say they still got to play the infield in. That ball is hit down the short. And Banks comes home with it. And that'll get Joe Adcock's out. So bases are still loaded. And Al Spangler's up. So you got Taylor down at third, McMillan down at second, Spahn down at first. Spangler's 0 for 2 with a walk. Flown out and struck out his other 2 times. Can Al get a 2-out base hit here? This could be the ball game. Bases loaded, 1 out, and they don't get anything. And let's see if Al can deliver here, folks. And that's going to be a base on balls. Don walks in the go-ahead run. Al Spangler trots on down to first. Taylor comes in, touches home plate, and it's 3-2. And Frank Bowen's up now. And that's going to be it for Don. So he walks in the go-ahead run. Nice. Yeah, is right. Tim D. Can't believe he walked in the go-ahead run. Like I say, he's pitched a good game. Let's see who they're going to bring in now. You got a righty and then a lefty. Of course, if you get to the lefty, Braves are probably going to blow the game open here. So they're going to go with a righty. Let's see who they're going to go with. They got a deep bullpen. It's not very good, but got a lot of arms out there. And they're going to go with Mr. Jim Brewer's going to come in here. He's a lefty, though. I don't want to bring in a lefty. Don't want to bring in a lefty. So they're going to bring in Glenn Hobby. See when the last time Glenn's pitched. It's been a while. Glenn's going to come in the game here and pitch. Try to get out of this with no more runs scoring. Keep this a 1-run lead. Like I say, he'll be facing Frank Bowen with the bases juiced. Nowhere to put Frank, as we found out the last time. McMillan at third, SPAHN at second, Spangler at first. SPAHN might clog up the bases here, folks. But here's the pitch to Frank Bowen. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And he's going to go the short way over to second, Ernie is. And that'll end the inning. The Braves only get one, but they take a 3-2 lead as we go to the top of the 8th. The top of the order's due up here for the Cubbies. Ashburn, Zimmer, and Williams. Richie's having a fine game. He's 2 for 2 with a walk. Came around this. No, he didn't. I keep saying that. He hasn't come around the score yet. Here's the pitch to Richie. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Spangler leaps, makes a dive and catch, robs Richie Ashburn. Warren Spahn a little tip of the cap there. Ashburn almost had another base hit, but Spangler did his job. Brings up Zimmer now. He's grounded into 2 double plays and popped up the short. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 up and 2 down here in the 8th. And Billy Williams coming to the plate. Billy's 1 for 3 with a double and came around the score, popped up the short and flew out the right his other 2 times. That's going to be a ground ball down to Frank Bowen. Frank tosses it over to Joe, and the Cubbies go down again in order 1, 2, 3. We go to the 8th. Matthews, Aaron, and Adcock. Can they add some insurance runs here? Eddie's 0 for 2 with a walk his last time up. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field. Matthew gets aboard here to start off the 8th. That'll bring up Henry Aaron. Can the hammer deliver here? Hank is 0 for 3, grounded out the third twice and struck out his other time. And that's going to be a fly ball out to George Altman in right. 1 down. And here's Joe Adcock. And he is 1 for 3 with a double his last time up. Here's the pitch to Joe. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going. Number 37 on the year for Joe. He turned on that one and drove that out to left field. RBIs number 115 and 16. And the Braves now got a 3-run lead going into the top of the 9th so far, but they're not done yet. Only 1 out. Joe Torre's up to bat. Joe's 1 for 3 with a double and reached on an error his last time up. And that's going to be a swing. That's a ball 1. Can he take advantage of the 1-0 count? And no, he grounds that ball down the third. Santos up with it. Easy play. Route number 2. Here comes the Hawk. The Hawk is 0 for 3. He reached on the fielder's choice and came around to score the go-ahead run in the 7th. And that's going to be a base on balls. Taylor trots on down to first. Now with 2 outs, McMillan's up. And can Mac do something here? He's 0 for 2, walked in the 7th. And that's going to be a base hit. Taylor's going to stop at second. And all of a sudden, the Braves are making noise again. And again, we got a decision to make here. Do we take SPAHN out of the game? Let's see here. What's SPAHN look like as far as pitching here? We're going to let him pitch. Going to let him hit and pitch. SPAHN's 0 for 3. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That ends the inning. We go to the top of the 9th. Braves got a 3-run lead. Got Mr. Cub, Bernie Banks, to lead it off. Santo and Altman. So you got the heart of this lineup up. Ernie's 1 for 3 with an RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Matthews. He fires over to first. All important first out. Ron Santo now. Nobody on, 1 out. He's 0 for 3. Reached on the fielder's choice, flew out the left, grounded to short. And that's going to be a ground ball again down to Matthews. They may want to pick on somebody else. Matthews, one of the best third basemen in the business. And that brings up George Altman. And he's 1 for 3. Came around the score in the 4th. Flew out the left, grounded out the first. And that's going to end the ball game on a high note. Warren Spahn strikes him out for his 5th strikeout. Picks up his 20th win. Nice job by Spahn. Let's take a look at the box score here. Cubbies out-hit the Braves, but didn't outscore them. Cubbies 2 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors. The Braves 5 runs on 6 hits and no errors. Richie Ashburn, like I say, 2 for 3. Had a nice game. You had Cubbies, like I say, they didn't have many opportunities, but they was 2 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Only left 4 men on base. Joe Adcock 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Frank Bolin with that 2-run homer. Him and Adcock both going deep. The Braves were 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. They left 7 men on base. Don pitched a nice game. Picks up his 12th loss. He's 13 and 12. Goes 6 2/3. Only gave up 3 hits, 3 unearned runs, none of them earned. Walked 4, struck out 6, and gave up a home run. Hobby comes in, pitches an inning and a third, gives up 3 hits, 2 runs, walked 1, struck out 1, and gave up a home run also. And the man, Warren Spahn, gets his 20th win. He's 20 and 6. Goes the distance, 7 hits, 2 runs, walked 1, and struck out 5. Take a look here at the standings. Then we'll come back here in a little bit and do game number 2 of this doubleheader. Yeah, it was a good game, wasn't it, Tim? Yeah. So, like I say, the Braves are now 10.5 up on the Giants. They've already clinched the pennant. The Reds are 13 games back. Cardinals 19. Dodgers 21. And Cubbies now are 22.5. Pirates 26. And the Phillies are 44. Clemente still leading with a 364 batting average. Joe Adcock now is tied with Cepeda and Willie Mays for the home run title. Nice job, Joe. Cepeda's got 125 RBIs ahead of Matthews. Warren Spahn gets that ERA down to 2.29, picks up his 20th win leading the National League, and Don's got 37 saves on the year. Cepeda still leading in MVP voting, and Spahn is pulling away from his teammate Lou Burdett with that win for the Cy Young. I want to thank Tim D and Hunter and 007. Check out Hunter's channel and 007's channel, folks. Hunter does some Fortnite and stuff like that on there. 007's doing inside pitch. Like I said, give me about 15, 30 minutes here, and we'll have game number 2 of this doubleheader. Until then, you all have a great afternoon and take care.